Introduction to float in C. Float is a data type in C used for storing single precision floating point numbers. It can represent numbers with fractional parts, unlike integer data types. The range of values that can be stored in a float variable is approximately from 1.2e38 to 3.4e plus 38. Float variables occupy 4 bytes of memory space in C. Declaration and initialization of float variables are similar to other data types using the keyword float. Example of declaration and initialization of a float variable: float num equals 3.14, performing operations with floats. Arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division can be performed on float variables. Example of operations: float sum equals num1 plus num2, float diff equals num1 minus num2, float product 2, float div equals num1 by num2. Common errors and tips to avoid them. Precision loss: float data type might result in loss of precision, which can lead to unexpected results. Tip: if precision is a concern, consider using double data type, which provides higher precision than float. Comparing floats: direct comparison of two float values can often lead to incorrect results due to precision issues. Example of precision issue in comparing floats: if sum equals 0.3. Tip: check if the absolute difference between two float numbers is smaller than a very small number, often called epsilon, instead of comparing them directly. Example of using epsilon for comparison: if fab sum 0.3 epsilon. Conclusion: float data type in C is a powerful tool to handle numbers with fractional parts. It requires careful handling due to its precision characteristics. Awareness of its common pitfalls and ways to avoid them is crucial for effective use of floats in C programs.